Hey, look, this is something that you may be involved in. It's called the election, and there is an election coming up, the general election on November 6th. You got one of these come in your house and your door, pull it open. Don't cover it up with another kind of thing like Time magazine, but pull it out and have a look at it. And with me today, we're going to talk to some people from the League of Women Voters, the Sacramento County Election Committee. And we're going to learn about how this is not really as hard as you may think. And then we're going to talk about the Party of Change, which is an organization that is trying to deal with a big issue which you may know about called homelessness in our beautiful state. So stay tuned for Livewire right after this. Yes, hear me, hear me. It is time to get ready and vote and look at all of the propositions and talk to people about that. And with me in the studio, Paula Lee, she is from the Sacramento County League of Women Voters.
That's right.
You're the vice president. Mm-hmm. You're the one with the gavel, or does someone else hold the gavel?
Someone else.
Someone else hold the gavel. You're reaching for it, right?
I had it for 3 years.
Okay, I get it. Okay, and Courtney Bailey, you are the appointed registrar for voting in our beautiful county, right?
Yes, newly appointed.
Newly appointed. I sorry for you. No, I mean, it's an amazing thing. And I think that what we're here to talk about is how important is this election? I mean, this election is it's important because a number of things, because of the low numbers of voters that have turned out in past elections.
It's getting better.
It's getting better, yeah, and we've actually seen an increase of voter participation. We saw a 12% increase from the June 2014 election to the June 2018 election. Mm-hmm. So we are seeing more voters come out and vote, and it is important. There are things on the ballot that affect people's day-to-day lives, their taxes they pay. There's so many things that really, it's worth taking some time out of your day to do the research on the propositions and measures.
And the League of Women Voters, they get together and they say, these are the major issues and we want yes, 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 no, yes. How does that work?
Well, the League of Women Voters really has two hats. Our education hat, where we do nonpartisan voter education, candidate forums, and pro and con forums on the ballot measures. And then we have an advocacy hat where we do study the ballot propositions very thoroughly, and we do come out with our recommendations. And we do have recommendations on 7 out of the 12 ballot propositions, and you can find those on our website.
Ah, that's good. And we'll put up your website in a couple of minutes. They'll find it and put that slide up for us. Mm-hmm. And so this major event now that's coming up called the election, I guess the big issue is that people, let's put it this way. This morning I spoke to a guy I work with, and I asked him if he was going to vote, and he looked at me blankly and said no. And I said, why? I don't understand all of that. I have a hard time getting through all those books, and that's why I said at the top of the show, don't put this under the Time magazine. But it's important for us to know that there are easier ways to understand how this works and how people choose to vote. You said that you've advocated for a number of these measures or propositions or
yes,
candidates.
Well, we do have positions on 7 of them. However, we do with our education hat, we do pro and con presentations on the ballot measures, all of them, that explain to voters what the proposition does, what the supporters say, what the opponents say, what the fiscal impact is, and that it can be found in a publication we have called the Easy Voter Guide, and they will be doing a slide later with that website.
Okay, this is a kind of a samba, so we have to take a step backwards. Theirs is League of Women Voters of Sacramento, and you can call them up and join, or you can call them up and get more information about what they do and how they advocate for good things for people in America. But Courtney, you're here because I want you to talk about people are afraid that they're not registered. They don't want to go through a kind of like register. They're afraid of having to have a card in their wallet saying I'm a voter. So talk about this, because I think Sacramento County has certainly made things easier, and I don't know where they got all of this thing. I can walk 1 block from my house and register to vote and vote on the same day.
Yeah, that's one of the really exciting things about Sacramento County adopting this new voting model called the Voters' Choice Act. This is where every voter will receive a ballot in the mail, but if you didn't register on time or you didn't receive your ballot, you can still go into any vote center location.
Any vote center.
Any vote center location.
That's amazing.
Yep.
And it really is, because I remember one time that I went in and they said, your name is not here, sir. And I said, well, I voted in this place. Oh, we've changed the voting place. You're supposed to be at 1222 I Street. Okay.
Yeah. In the past, it was you voted one day at one location, but now you can vote starting 10 days before Election Day at 18 locations, and then we open up 60 additional locations the weekend before the election through Election Day to be able to vote in person.
That's great.
And so with your ballot, you will have received a list of vote center and ballot drop box locations. So make sure you look at that. You can also go on.
Can I see it?
Absolutely. You can also go on our website.
Gosh, they're everywhere. South Sacramento
everywhere.
Christian Center, Gurdwara Dasmish Darbar on Elk Grove. That's pretty bad, but there, Robinson
right.
Community Center.
Yeah,
I get it.
yeah.
Okay, look at that, Walnut Grove Library, and there's libraries are helping a lot. Right?
Yes, so all Sacramento public libraries are ballot drop box locations, so you can return your ballot inside your pink envelope, make sure it is signed, and then drop it off at any one of our drop box locations, and you can grab an I voted sticker and be on your way.
I voted sticker and be on your way.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Why is it important to vote anyway? Come on, I don't.
Yeah, and we've heard that year after year, and every election we always have a close race. We had Reckin Park District, which that was a 2-vote difference. We had Rancho Cordova City Council District, that was a 3-vote difference. So when they say 1 vote doesn't make a difference, it really does.
It really does.
It really does.
Good. And so I had talked to the guy I talked to this morning, and I told him I found out that it's really easy, and that if he wanted to come with me, we would go down there and do that. And I think that people, if you truly believe that America is in a changing situation, you want to be part of it, you think you should be part of it, get someone to go with you. Take somebody who has the same kind of longing for an America where we are democratic and we do vote.
Absolutely, yeah.
I
love your enthusiasm. Yeah, bring someone with you. It's a long ballot. Bring your kids with you. It's great to show them how important it is and get them used to what a ballot looks like and how to vote on it. We really encourage parents to take their children to the vote centers to vote, or at least go over their ballot at home.
Yes, that's good. They can't come with them into the little ballot booth, but they
can.
Yeah.
They can.
They can. Yeah.
No, times have changed.
Yeah.
So let's go to a little bit talk about the efficacy of reviewing, making a decision in a ballot. So there are organizations. You say, I'm a Democrat, I'm a Republican, I am a woman voter. So if I am a woman voter and I believe in the organization that you represent, and not a member, but I think that it's important that you do what you do, I want to be able to find out what your recommendations are, and that may help me make a decision.
Well, you've given me an opportunity to say we're not a women's organization, Ray. We are a citizens organization, or we're open to men and women. Anyone interested, so you can join.
On giving the women the vote.
Yeah.
Your organization founded in 1920.
And that's exactly why we still call ourselves the League of Women Voters. We're holding on to that historical significance, but we are open to men and women, so you can join us. Absolutely.
Good. I appreciate that. So there's a contact information on the screen there. I don't know if you can see it, but over there's a contact for y'all. And then there's an easy voter guide. That's the important thing. I think that's what we're trying to talk about. Is to
that covers the ballot propositions. It's nonpartisan. It just gives you what the supporters and opponents say. And one of my hot tips for looking at ballot propositions is to look at who has signed the ballot proposition in support or opposition. And
yes.
I can usually tell by, and that's that big book you held up
I
earlier.
know, that big book. It's got the
the ballot arguments, and then you look at who has signed those ballot arguments, and it really helps you.
It's also fun to read the arguments.
Yeah, it is. It is more fun than reading the propositions sometimes because they can be so confusing.
It is true. So, but there's a video that's been sent here, and let's have a look at that video, and then maybe we can criticize it.
It's about the Voters' Choice Act.
Okay, the voter. Okay.
Very important.
This is very important, and right in timing of.
The November 6th general election is almost here. All registered voters in Sacramento County will be mailed a ballot beginning October 8th. Once you mark your ballot and sign your envelope, return it either by mail, at any ballot drop box, or at any vote center. Voters can vote at any vote center in the county beginning 10 days before Election Day. Vote centers offer accessible voting and language assistance. Call toll-free 8019.
Free.
All free.
It's great. I'm so glad that we finally got around to making it easier for people to vote, and the time is coming. What if people haven't gotten these things in the mail, and they think that they're registered and they're going to show? They can show up.
At any vote center, yeah, so they can go online at any time to our website at elections.saccounty.net to verify their registration status, but they can also come into any vote center during its open business hours to verify that they're registered. If not, we can get them registered and get a ballot to them.
Great. Paula, what are we missing here? What information?
Oh, well, I just wanted to include pre-registration, which the League has been going out to high schools and registering voters that are 16 and 17 years old, and that gets them in the habit. This is what we're hoping. If your family hasn't been voting, maybe you wouldn't ever develop that habit.
So that's people who are they're not eligible to vote, but it's getting them in the spirit of it.
Well, they're not eligible to vote till they're 18, but if they pre-register to vote, then the elections department will send them their sample ballot when they turn 18. They're in the system.
What about people who have committed a crime? What about that?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked that question because there's so much misunderstanding about that. You are eligible to vote unless you are sitting in jail right now or you're on parole.
For a felony
For
conviction.
a felony conviction. So if you've been convicted of a felony, but you're off parole, you've served your time, you're absolutely eligible to vote. And we encourage you to vote. And we'd love clearing up that misunderstanding.
I hope so. Paula, thank you so much. And Courtney, thank you very much for talking to me about these issues. And what I'm going to do is get out to vote.
Yeah, and take your friend.
Thank you.
Take a friend.
All right, we've got to take a short pause for the cause, and we're going to be back talking with Party for Change. And so stay tuned right after this.
Every year, tens of thousands of young people experience homelessness. If you or someone you know needs help, 1-800-RUNAWAY can provide support and connect you to the right resources. Together, we can end youth homelessness.
So there you are. It's flu season, and you're over 65 like me.
You might be forgetting something serious. Your annual flu shot. The flu can be life-threatening, especially if you have chronic conditions like diabetes and heart disease, which can worsen with the flu. The immune system weakens with age. Ask about a flu vaccine option made specifically for us. Visit ncoa.org/flu to learn more and talk to your doctor about vaccine options for people 65 and older.
There's a quiet battle happening on our streets. Pedestrians are acting indestructible. And drivers act like they own the road. They're both wrong. Be aware, be alert. Pedestrians don't have armor. A message from the California Office of Traffic Safety.
So this is about a program that supports change in human beings who have drug problems, alcohol problems, home problems. Is that correct?
Well, yeah. We're here to talk about St. John's program for real change today. It's really the most comprehensive program for homeless women and children, and it's focused on homeless women and children in the Sacramento region. It started in 1985 as an emergency shelter, but they quickly realized that shelter wasn't changing the problem for these women. That didn't end their homelessness. So they, over the last, multiple decades, they have evolved to a comprehensive program that really lifts women from poverty and crisis into self-sustainability. And it's an 18-month program that each client who enters the program goes through.
I've been doing this program for years, and there are many shelter programs that show up. And I guess in the short run, they're needed. If there's some crisis that they suffer, thrown out of their home in a nasty knock-up divorce, something like that, have been hurt. But the idea, I've always wondered if there was an organization that would come about that would be able to make real change in people's lives. And so this is a fundraiser, and we need to get out and give a little bit to make it happen, right?
We really do, Party for Change is actually on Saturday, November 3rd. It is from 6 to 11 p.m. at Mather Jet Center. It is the biggest fundraiser that St. John's does during the year. It's a black tie gala. We have Chef Brad Chechi from Cannon Restaurant. Okay. He'll be cooking for us. He's created an incredible menu that we've been talking about all week long. Sacramento Contemporary Dance Theater has donated their gifts to St. John's in many ways, and in one way, they actually have done custom choreography and aerialist dancers and inspiring dance production that will be happening throughout the evening. So people who are attending should stay tuned. You never know when entertainment might pop up.
I look forward to that. I think that's kind of a really wonderful thing to have dancers appear at various times throughout the evening. It lightens things up and enlivens things. So there's other things you have, like there's an auction of some kind?
Yes. So during the event, obviously, tickets and sponsorships are a big fundraising opportunity for us, but our live auction and Fund a Need auction are two critical components. Our live auction this year, we are so excited about. We have a package to the Indianapolis 500, a yacht cruise in the Caribbean, and Maren Conrad, who has been a local artist who has been so generous with her time and her gifts with St. John's. She is donating a custom painting that she's working on that is inspired entirely by her experiences with the clients at St. John's. Wow. So it's really going to be an exceptional piece, and there'll be a video about it. People get a sneak peek.
Well, there is a little video here that you brought. I think we should have a quick, or some slides, I think, from the last event.
That'd be great.
Let's have a look at these slides from the St. John's event. The last one, and you can narrate. What is that?
Well, we do have our events in jet hangars. So that is those are Axis jets that were parked outside our last event, and you're always greeted with bubbles.
Then I can fly my jet from downtown to.
Of course.
Of course, I will.
Now, you're always greeted with a red carpet. It's always a fun arrival. Last year, our event was at Sacramento Executive Jet Center, and this year it is at Mather. Mather just opened a brand new hangar, so we will be the first nonprofit event in that hangar. It opened September 21st. So last year, we served champagne out of a skirt.
That's creative.
Yeah, you can wear it this year if you'd like.
I will. Okay.
Okay.
I'll mind it. I've got to put on my lipstick.
There you go. There's the aerialist made an appearance last year. It was such a lovely, lovely event. And you never knew when someone was going to drop down in between your conversation.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. And during our program, that is Rob Stewart from KVIE's Rob on the Road and Kelly DeMarco from KCRA. She's an anchor. They are again hosting this year, so generous with their time, and did such a great job last year, so we were delighted to have them back.
Good. And what's happening there?
Well, here every year we have one of our clients tell their story and share with the group their story of where they came from, how they entered St. John's, and where they are today. This is a woman who completed the program, and her children, I believe you can see 4 of them there. I believe there were 5. Each of them took a turn speaking, and one of the most powerful comments her oldest daughter said, she said, "My mom won't forgive herself, but I want her to know that I forgive her."
My goodness.
It was a really powerful moment. And see what happens when they say things like that.
Yes, the numbers fly up. That's
right.
Good. That's good.
Right. So our and there's the dancers.
Wow.
And so all of this is woven throughout a program. So we keep it lively, we keep people engaged, and we make sure that they hear our clients' stories as well.
That's good. So they understand that because it is a fundraiser, where their money is going.
Correct.
And how it can have an effect on people's lives.
Yep.
Wow, this is good. Party for change.
Yep.
So, Kim Hiltuck, you were walking down the street one day with your husband and you said, "What can we do to help people?" Is that what happened?
Well, how I got connected to St. John's is a long story, but I work in marketing and advertising, and so over the years I have volunteered to support their events and been their marketing and communications chair for many of their events. And my husband and I just got more and more connected to the organization. We believe in their mission. We believe in how they approach homelessness and how they treat these women and the potential they see in them. We share that view, and so we decided that this year we wanted to put our hearts and our time behind the event as a whole. So my husband and I are chairing.
That's really good. Good. It's important, if you're listening in, that there's not only the event itself or the organization itself, it's about your participation, and not your participation, but your participation in it. Just as we were talking about voting and what that means and what your participation in the voting is, your participation in this wonderful black tie. I like putting on a black tie, getting into my nice suit and looking at my shoes and getting down to whatever it is, a dance or something.
Yes. Well, and this one's sure to be fun. Tickets, a limited number of tickets are still available, and sponsorships are still available. All the money is going to a great organization. We have such a fun event planned.
Sponsorships. So if you run an organization, you can actually lay some cash down to help things proceed apace.
Yes, and it really help, the event is funded. It's really just supporting the organization at this point. And then, when you're in the room, really participating in the live auction, participating in Fund a Need. Fund a Need is a part of the auction where we just ask people to just support the organization.
Right, and the way to contact and get tickets or to come towards you in a sponsorship would be, if I were running a restaurant or something like that and I wanted to donate a splash of dinners, something like that, I would just get on the website for St. John's?
Yes, stjohnsprogram.org/partyforchange. Of course, if you're on the website, you can also just go to the events tab and you'll see information for the event.
Okay, this is really good. And I'm very interested in the fact that this is the second or the third year you've done this?
For Party for Change, I believe this is our 4th or 5th.
I see. Oh, okay.
It started out as a wine, women, and shoes event. There was a fashion show for just ladies, and then we all thought, well, our husbands want to go out and get dressed up too. So.
Yeah.
So it's become just a really fun, large event. We'll have 600 people in attendance. So it's really fun.
600, that's a lot of people to feed in that time.
Well, it's a 40,000 square foot airplane hangar. So we've got a lot of room.
So the Bermuda thing, can I just get on a jet right after that?
Well, we should work that into our golden ticket prize. Because we have golden tickets that we sell where it's only 300 tickets are sold, And so you have a good chance of winning, and you get to select from one of 4 vacations. Perhaps we should try to get a jet to whisk you away immediately.
I think so. I think you're right in the hangar of the jets there. I could just walk out and get in, take off.
Right.
So take me to the Edinburgh Festival or something like that.
Well, if you win a golden ticket, you can go to the Masters, the French Riviera, Tuscany, or the Country Music Awards.
My goodness. Okay. So Party for Change, that's happening, and it's coming up on November 3rd. So that's
it's a week from Saturday.
Rolling right up. And there's an after party you were talked about as well.
Yes. Well, our event, it always, we say it goes 6 to 11. Our program will wrap up cocktails 6 to 7, 7 to 9 will be dinner in the program. And then at 9 o'clock, DJ Enoch from Las Vegas comes in and DJs our after party. So it's always a lot of fun.
It's fascinating.
Yeah.
Fascinating. So, and I like the idea of the dancers. And the dancers are from what organization again?
They're from Sacramento Contemporary Dance Theater.
Oh, yes, it's been around for a long time.
Yes.
They're very, very powerful dancers. I like that.
Oh, they do incredible work.
Good. So, in the long run, this for change is the for change in people who have suffered poverty.
Yeah, well, so 100% of the women who come to St. John's are homeless, but they're not helpless, is what we like to say. 82% of the mothers battle addiction. 71% have experienced domestic violence. Some of them have lost custody of their children. So when they enter St. John's, they've hit a point in their life where they're making a choice and they want to make a change in their life. The program is not easy. It's an 18-month program. They require sobriety. They provide addiction support services, recovery services. They will help you get a high school diploma, not a GED. We'll give you help you go through classes. They offer job training, parenting classes, and even job placement.
I can't gainsay that. I think that was a wonderful statement about the need for this kind of fundraiser. That's all the time we have.
Well, thank you for having me.
Thank you, Kim. Thanks so much for coming to talk to me about St. John's and this party coming up on November 3rd.
Appreciate it.
All right. Okay, we have to say goodbye, and we'll be back next Wednesday, live at 5. We're live on the air. You're seeing my hands applaud Kim and her people right now, and it's really happening. So we'll see you on November 3rd at the Party for Change. We'll see you next week, too, on Livewire.